After the announcement of Ryan Gosling going to the Star Wars universe at the Star Wars Celebration, the big question is, what can we expect about his movie called Star Wars Starfighter? Stick around to the end to figure out everything we know about the upcoming movie. At the Star Wars Celebration, we found out that the movie Starfighter will take place 5 years after the events of Rise of Skywalker. No, this movie isn't part of the sequel trilogy, but it wouldn't be a surprise if we saw some familiar faces show up from the trilogy, especially since Rey is supposed to be getting her own standalone movie also, so maybe they have a plan to connect them somehow. I personally would like it if they didn't bring in any sequel characters, just because the sequels were a bit of a disaster, so it would be best if they steer clear from those movies and let this be their own project, which we have some hope of it not really having any connections to the sequel trilogy, as it is being described as a standalone space action epic. So think about Top Gun, but in space, which I think would be super cool, especially since fighter pilots are so important and seen in every Star Wars movie, but never are explored super deeply into their own world. For Gosling's character, he plays a rogue pilot caught between the remnants of the Resistance and a new rising force in the galaxy. But apparently to rumors, this isn't a Skywalker story and is expanding the universe with brand new characters. That does make it sound promising, but also a little bit confusing on how it won't eventually lead into the Skywalker story, since it only takes place 5 years after Rey took the Skywalker name, and then to have her own movie with the galaxy getting another rise of power. After the amazing writing and success of Andor, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt to make this movie great and not feel like a continuation to the sequels, because they now have the blueprints of what works from Andor and the expectations that fans now have for the quality of projects. The face behind it all is Shawn Levy as the director. For those who do not know him, he is the director of Free Guy and Stranger Things, which I am a fan of both of those. So Shawn Levy knows how to mix action, heart, and humor, which is what Star Wars really needs right now. This movie currently has the release date of May 2027, which is still 2 years away, so they still have plenty of pre-production to take care of. This is the perfect opportunity for Star Wars to capitalize on and start building these amazing solo stories that don't rely on a main overarching trilogy to take place. I think it would be fine if things from the past trilogies are referenced, because every Star Wars project is still all connected, so it would be weird if they just ignored stuff from the past, especially since they are probably still transitioning and recovering to the events of Rise of Skywalker. But we never know what Star Wars is planning, mainly because of their description of a rising new power in the galaxy, which is making me a little cautious. I just hope that the rising power doesn't lead into another trilogy of something similar to what happened with the sequels, and erasing a lot of the good things that the original trilogy did and ruining character arcs. But we will see. Maybe I could be overreacting, and it is just going to be about a guy. So what do you think about Ryan Gosling stepping into a galaxy far, far away? Are you excited for Starfighter? Or are you still holding out for a return of the Jedi we know? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash the like button, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next big Star Wars drop.